It disappeared. It disappeared. It disappeared. It disappeared. It disappeared. It disappeared. A fine, full, dignified beard.
Well, nonetheless, the FBI released their data dump, their entire file, for the most part, in regards to the Juggalos being named a gang, and all that other hoopity hoopra that resulted in a march that didn't do anything. A lot of this shit is inter-office communication between different branches, different offices, different field agents of the Federal Bureau of the Investigation here in the United States. Basically, what you have here is the step by fucking step process that made the Juggalos pop up on any federal gang anything. And you can actually get a pretty decent view and can literally narrow this whole fucking thing down to one series of crimes. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that as we go along this. Okay, so this is like transmittal form shit. This explains that there were deleted pages. And trust me, there's a bunch of deleted shit in here. But it's probably just interagency hoopla, because the stuff they give you is pretty much what they asked for, and the stuff that's deleted could just be stuff involving specific names, open investigations, and things of that nature. This is all FBI transmittal stuff. Explanation of acronyms. More FBI hippity hoopra fucking computer jargon that literally serves no purpose but to, autofill databases in different capacities. Okay, here's where shit starts. Federal Bureau of Investigation. Now, this was March 13, 2011. This was a inter-office memo from the Salt Lake field office to Salt Lake, Maine FBI. All these white boxes mean that the shit's been deleted. It's been redacted. So the names of agents, immediately redacted. The names of any informants, immediately redacted. Names of people that were never charged in a criminal investigation, immediately redacted. And you're going to see that during the background on this, that the names Joe Bruce and Joe Usler of the Insane Clown Posse, their names have been deleted from this report, and I'll point that out to you. So this is a routine report, street level gang unit. Okay, open the captioned enterprise investigation. So essentially, Utah was looking for permission to open what is called an enterprise investigation into their local juggalos. Now, an enterprise investigation is like a business investigation. Essentially, they wanted to prove or somehow prove that this group of people was committing crimes together as a group. That's all an enterprise investigation is. And by definition, that's all a gang is. They're asking for permission, prior approval from the field office. Bullshit pending. Okay, background. This is where shit gets funny. The Juggalos are now this is strictly in Utah. This is literally one of the first messages to ever be transmitted in the FBI, and it was strictly in regards to Utah. The Juggalos are a violent street gang whose membership follow a small niche of the rap scene known as horrorcore. The genre is mainly associated with Detroit artist Insane Clown Posse, but has spawned a host of imitators who excite crowds with musical horror stories in which murder, rape, and suicide are recurrent themes. True, true, true. Super true. Insane Clown Posse can't get its music on the radio, but claims to have 1 million devoted fans who call themselves Juggalos or Juggalettes, and sometimes paint their faces to look like wicked clowns. Some continue the dress by carrying small axes, like the cartoon Hatchet Man associated with the band. States are starting to recognize the Juggalos as a gang in such places as Utah, Arizona, Pennsylvania, and California. In Utah, The Juggalos have been associated with the SLP, Salt Lake Posse, a local Crips set. The Juggalos there have been charged with discharge of a firearm. Juggalo crimes also include drug sales, drug paraphernalia, child endangerment, as well as many other crimes typically seen by gangs and gang members. True. Basically, they had to give the background of that because they're looking into the Juggalos and they wanted permission. So this investigation seeks to examine the structure, scope, and relationships pertaining to the Juggalo gang. They were going to use all lawful measures to gather evidence and information. That's what they always say. And then that's that. So that's the first thing. That's the first time that Juggalos, FBI, and gang were kind of thrown together in a pot into this Joe Bruce gumbo that later got stuck to the bottom of everybody's shoes. And then we got more and more fucking FBI internal memorandum mumbo jumbo. Oh, look, another routine email from Salt Lake City to Salt Lake City. Once again, we're dealing with Utah, people. We're dealing with Salt Lake City. We all knew this. Salt Lake City was the source of our problems. This field office was the source of our problems. And at some point in this, we're going to get to a paragraph. And this paragraph is going to explain to you exactly what in Utah set this whole thing into motion. So Salt Lake City to Salt Lake City. Bunch of closed cases. And this is just... They investigated a bunch of Salt Lake City gangs, okay? The Central American criminal groups, the Sureños, the Norteños, white supremacist gangs, juggalos, outlaw motorcycle gangs, and Polynesian Asian gangs. Right here, synopsis. It is recommended that all the following cases be closed. So they investigated, they got whatever information they wanted, and they closed the cases with no further action. Okay? And then whatever little report came out. Now, here we go, Springfield to Springfield. This has got to do with Illinois. Did your crew's name originate in Illinois? This was actually a report locally to give information on the gathering of the Juggalos. And all the information in this particular report about the gathering of the Juggalos is all publicly available information that it seems as if they got off the internet. This is still when the gathering was at Cave in Rock. That, you know, between these days, they're going to be in Cave in Rock. Right here is where Joe and Joey's name got deleted off this fucking report. This white box here. More background on them. Whatever. And then it's got your general press information. 100 bands in 100 hours. And then it's got the price and stress on the local sheriff's department in money. Apparently, the gathering of the Juggalos put a $15 million burden on the local sheriff's department there at Cave in Rock. And that during the year covered in this report, news media reported that 22 people were arrested, 250 traffic violations were issued, and 1 death was linked to heat exhaustion. It's got the owner of Cave in Rock's name there behind that white square. That shit's redacted. He was never the subject of any investigation. And as it seems, Violent J, Shaggy 2 Dope, or Psychopathic Records, none of those things were ever a target of this investigation. The target of these investigations were active criminal juggalos, which is what we always fucking said. That if you were an active criminal juggalo, the words active criminal should become before juggalo and are more important in this situation. A juggalo active criminal doesn't sound or roll off the tongue nearly the same. Let's go ahead and continue on. I'm trying to wrap this up. More FBI routing shit, information on deleted stuff. This is where we get into the nationwide gang report. After some time, somebody was tasked at the National Crime Information Center. The National Crime Information Center to generate this gang report. This thing that the entire argument has been based on. This thing that juggalos like to keep in their back pocket like it's some sort of mythical, magical piece of paper. All right. Basically, what that was is what we're about to see. And what we're about to see is a bunch of heavily redacted emails. So basically what we have here is here is what information I have. I hope it helps. Everything redacted. That's about all I have. Hope it helps. If you need anything else, don't hesitate to contact me. Sincerely, name redacted, intelligence coordinator. Okay. So that's a response email to this email. Subject, Juggalos. Wednesday, November 3rd, 2010. About 50 or more copies of this exact same email went out. And basically what happened was someone in the gang information office was tasked on finding out information about Juggalos. So they typed out a form email that I'm about to read to you. And they sent that email to the intelligence and street level gang coordinators of every FBI district in this country and overseas, requesting information. Of the fucking 5, 6, maybe 7 emails that he got back, period, these people literally parroted one another, and their answers are all completely redacted, which to me means that they didn't really have any new information. And they were literally just repeating what these earlier reports that originated and were solely based in Utah said. Good afternoon, my name is... Name redacted. I am an FBI analyst assigned with the National Gang Intelligence Center. I'm attempting to gain a national perspective on Juggalo activity within the United States in an effort to identify and verify current threat levels and trends. I narrowed down the areas in which gangs of Juggalo activity was initially reported when the National Gang Threat Assessment was submitted. In order to get a better sense of the emerging threats and trends associated with Juggalos, I am reaching out to areas where this is already established or has migrated in the last couple years. Below are the questions that are most pertinent to my research. Thank you for your assistance. And then there's a blank space, redacted. Okay? Now, these are the questions that the FBI asks its street-level gang intelligence people to answer and how they develop the threat. Of course, that shit is going to be redacted. But anything that's in one of these white boxes that's redacted are the answers to the 10 questions that Homeboy asked in this redacted portion. If there was anything of meat there, if there was any beef there, any real substance, it wouldn't be as redacted as it is. I am also forwarding this to Redacted, who is an intel analyst, Juggalo on Juggalos, and she and I have worked on this. She more than I. She may have a more detailed perspective. And then look, it's the same email again, redacted, with the same response, redacted. Same email, redacted. Same response, redacted. Here's Juggalo information. Same information. Let me know if I can be of any further assistance. Here's some information. It's the same shit. 10 bullet points. It's like they're parroting one another, and the FBI deleted this shit so it didn't look stupid to see the same email fly through 6,000 times. And as you can see, there's a state written on most of these. Which ones did we pass already? Let's see. I don't know who that was to. But this one here says New Mexico. So obviously they were looking there. Illinois. Obviously they were looking here. Same email, same redacted bullshit. Let's see. Okay. And then we finally get to some stuff. And the stuff that the one FBI agent sends to the other FBI agent. I have attached a story from a current home invasion homicide case where one of the subjects does make some reference to ICP. It is a very high-profile case that may be worth taking a look at. So basically, the FBI is passing around news clippings. The same news clippings that me and you get to see. The same news clippings that most of the time I make fun of when a fucking juggalo does some dumbass shit. So this has got to do with, I believe, a double murder. And the guy made some references to the fact he was a juggalo. But obviously, they couldn't really make a case for that or whatever. Another email, another redacted. Another redacted. So, Texas, where there was someone in Texas who had become an expert in juggalo gangs. Now, I found out to be a gang expert in the way that you can call yourself a cult expert, or I could call myself a jello expert. There's no actual bar by which you have to meet any requirements to call yourself a gang expert. You just gotta know some shit about gangs, be willing to go talk to law enforcement, and make your bullshit sound halfway decent. There's no master's degree in gang studies. There's no gang university. There's no real school of hard knocks where you can major in fucking Crips and minor in Bloods. So literally, this dude even throws this in at the end like, hey, I speak on this stuff. So if you book me, I'll come talk about it. Bull fucking shit, homie. There's literally nothing to talk about, or you would have put it in this email. More redacted shit, more redacted shit, more redacted shit, even more redacted shit. Same email. This guy literally sent out a questionnaire to different offices, and they all fucking responded with the same shit. All right? More redacted shit, same email. More redacted shit. Look, he's even saying, if anyone had some information they could share, it would be greatly appreciated, thanks. Because nobody's sharing anything with the dude. There it is right there. If anyone had some information they could share, it would be greatly appreciated. Well, it's because there was no information. More redactions, more deletions, more hope this helps a little. No, it didn't. It didn't. Same email. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to scroll this shit, passing this same email and the same fucking boxed, generic, redacted responses from FBI field offices around the country that look similarly eerie. All right? It's the same fucking email again. Colorado. Same email went to Colorado. What else? Let's see. And I don't even think that's just Colorado one time. I think that's what that means is Colorado 1st, 8th, 2nd, and 4th FBI districts. So this email went to Colorado 4 fucking times for some FBI dudes to go, Juggalos are a gang. Utah said. And that's literally these answers that they got back. Look, this dude didn't even know anything. He was just like, I apologize for the delay. I was waiting to receive more information from my gang sources. Don't be a gang source, people. Don't be a stoolie. More of the same email. Utah. More of the same email. And this shit was of such importance to the FBI that this dude right here admits he didn't get to it because he's just now catching up on his emails and he has 800 in his inbox. That's why the FBI didn't fucking stop 9/11, fam. That shit was in the spam folder. It was right after the Juggalos stuff. Same email, same shit, redactions. I'm just trying to get to the chunky parts again. Okay, here we go. This was a gang assessment that was from Wisconsin prior to any kind of FBI shit. And this is what came in to the National Gang Assessment Office from that region. And there's only a small segment here that talks about Juggalos. And here it is. The Juggalos are a nationwide white gang reported throughout the northeast Wisconsin area. Shouts to Wicked Wisco, holding it the fuck down. Increasing in levels of criminal activity. In Sheboygan, they are considered a structured gang, which we had seen that before in certain cities. Juggalos were considered a structured gang long before they were considered a gang on any kind of national level. And that's because at a local level, like we always said, certain Juggalo factions were acting as criminal street gangs. Graffiti, they wear paint, blah, blah, blah. Same shit we always knew. Shit, in Wisconsin, y'all be chopping fingers off. So I don't even want to hear y'all in a gang. I don't even want to hear that. And then there's like pictures of associated graffiti. I mean, that is what it is. More bullshit. A 17-year-old Juggalo caught some felony drug sales someplace. See, they're trading. They're basically trading news clippings. You know, shit that we already knew. That pockets of Juggalos, people wearing Juggalo merch, were acting in a criminal manner. Let's see. This was an interesting one, I think. Okay, here we go. Juggalos. This is from a Fairfax County Police Department gang unit, like, summary of something that they had, like a presentation on gangs. Let's see. Juggalos. Another detective said some crime in Francisco may be perpetrated by another less traditional gang, Juggalos. This is where things get interesting, and this is from an FBI or a detective rather in the Fairfax, Virginia system. Don't freak out, he advised to people who might know a Juggalo, saying listening to the music does not make attending an ICP concert. Listening to the music does not make it doesn't make you a criminal. That shit's cut off for some reason. And he remembered attending the ICP concert and being treated well by people who thought he was just a fan. So there's that. So you even have cops saying, look, not all of them are bad. Listening to this music does not make them a criminal. And I was actually treated awfully well by their fans when I went to one of their shows in an undercover capacity. I'm trying to wrap shit up quickly, and I'm literally only halfway there. There's more clippings. It's all news clippings, man. Like, this is the proof. The proof is in the pudding. And the proof in the pudding is, had there not been Juggalos out there doing dumb shit with Juggalo merch on, we wouldn't have had this fucking problem. You can look all this shit up online. Essentially, if you get to the bottom of this thing, it gets to explaining that what triggered the original Utah FBI gang investigation into Juggalos was a string of home robberies that occurred where the 3 suspects turned out to be Juggalos. There we go. That's it. Blame your fucking selves. It's all right here. I'm surprised certain other fat, sweaty, BS bullshit Bettys out there haven't put their own spin on this, like we've been under some sort of surveillance or something, when in reality, look, it literally says there, Deseret News. That's a paper, dog. They looking at the police fire shit.